Do you guys ever get these middle-aged, out-of-shape men trying to give you unsolicited fitness advice? I don't know where this shit comes from, but it's actually happened to me several times, and it just boggles my mind how these people have the confidence to go around telling people how they should exercise, right? I'm gonna make a bold statement here, but I think the minimum requirement to be able to pull off giving people unsolicited fitness advice is to be jacked, right? Or at least be athletic looking. Then, I might listen to what you have to say. If some jacked 45-year-old guy comes to me and starts talking to me about working out, even if I never asked him about it, okay, I'm probably gonna listen to what he has to say because maybe he knows more than me, whatever. But I mean, would you listen to investment advice from some broke hobo on the street? Would you listen to him when he's trying to tell you what stocks you should buy? Come on. So, into the story, this is what happened to me recently. I was with a group of guys, and some of them I had already met previously, and a couple others were new to me. This was the first time I met them. And one of the guys that I met about a year ago, but I haven't seen since, he saw that I got a lot bigger, right? And he also works out. And so he started asking me about, what kind of training I do, how many times per week I train, how long I work out. And so we go back and forth a bit, and we have a nice little conversation. And at one point I tell him that my workouts are about 2 to 2.5 hours each. And I say, that's quite long, but it doesn't really mean that much because I rest a lot in between my sets, right? I'll rest sometimes 3 minutes or even as much as 5 minutes between my sets. That's just my style of working out, right? And I don't mind spending 2 hours in the gym. That's no problem for me. So anyway, I tell him about this, perfectly happy, no problem. About an hour later, this other guy who I'd never met before, and he just overheard my conversation with this previous guy, and suddenly he just starts talking to me and he says, "Do you know you're resting too long?" He says, if you want to be able to build muscle, you can't be resting between your sets because you want to break your muscles and break them down with your exercise, and in order to break them down, you can't rest between your sets. And then you break down your muscle and then the muscle grows back bigger. And if you're resting between your sets, then you can't break down the muscle. And so you're not gonna build any muscle and you're doing it wrong. You need to take no rest between your sets, and that's how you build muscle. And then suddenly I just find myself in this ridiculous conversation with this out of shape, middle-aged guy who looks like he's never touched a barbell in his life, who's suddenly telling me that I'm working out wrong, and I find myself here trying to justify to this guy for whatever reason why I work out the way I do and why I think his advice is wrong. It's just such a stupid conversation when I never even asked him for any advice in the first place, but he just feels the need to interject and tell me that I can't rest 3 minutes between sets because then I'm not going to build any muscle. Like, yeah, man, you know a lot about building muscle, right? And anyway, that was just one of the things he said. Another one was that I need to try and get 100 kilos on the bench press for 10 reps. And then once I can do that, I should leave it there and never increase the weight again. Because if you increase the weight beyond 100 kilos for 10 reps, you're only gonna get injured and you cannot build any more muscle after that point. I swear to God, this is what the guy was telling me. To bench 100 kilos for 10 reps and then stop there and don't train anymore after that because you're only gonna get hurt, and that's the maximum your muscles will grow to, is to that point. And he said a couple other stupid things I'm not even gonna get into. I had another guy who looked very similar to this guy, also out of shape, 45, whatever year old. And he told me that you need to work sets of 15 because 15 is where the muscle grows. And if you do less than 15, your muscles are not gonna grow. And you can't do more than 15 either. You only need to do sets of 15 for everything. And if you can't do a weight for 15 reps, you shouldn't be using that weight at all. And it's like, where do these people get their confidence from? I just don't understand. Like, at no point would I go around, I don't know, if there's someone who knows like a lot about cars, I'm not gonna go tell him how he should fix his car. I just don't get it. And then these people, they also talk to you with like a certain arrogance, you know, like, oh, they're in their 40s and you're in your 20s, you know, they know what's good for you, kiddo, right? Like you should listen to them because they're wise and they've been through it all and they've got the scoop, right? And they talk down to you as if they know so much more than you because they're 45 and you're 25. Come on, man. I think these people are full of shit, honestly. And, you know, if any of them hear this video, I'm sorry. This isn't an attack on you personally. I think you're nice enough guys. Just, this is my opinion on the whole workout culture thing. I don't think you should be going around giving people unsolicited fitness advice if you're, you know, out of shape and look like you've never worked out before. So anyway, that's my hot take. Sorry for the rant, and see you guys in the next video.